This essay example, as well as thousands of others, is available in text format on our website for free and without registration. Simply Google Ivy Panda Free Essays.
Water transportation is one of the oldest methods of transfer of goods, people, and services between 2 points in the world. Watercraft were used as an economical and effective means of transport in ancient times. For instance, it is believed that ancient human populations migrated from Eurasia to the Americas through watercrafts such as rafts and crude boats. Also, the history of water transport is recorded in ancient times, which indicates that this method provided societies with the most convenient methods for the transfer of goods in bulk. Moreover, it provided these societies with transportation methods over long distances, such as from one continent to another. Water transportation refers to the process of moving goods, people, and services from one location to another using watercraft such as rafts, dhows, boats, sails, or boats, which move over bodies of water such as seas, lakes, oceans, rivers, and canals. In the modern context, the water transpiration system is complex, with huge investments and technologies allowing the development of expansive components. For instance, cruise ships, tourist ships, corporate and merchant ships, and military and space objects are launched on large bodies of water. Most of these objects are in the form of large ships that float freely in deep waters. Nevertheless, canoes and smaller boats are still the major forms of the water transportation system in various societies, especially in places where rivers and lakes form boundaries between communities. Despite the size and function of the various components of water transportation, it is worth noting that the physical principle of flotation applies to the entire marine and water vehicles. The principle of buoyancy is important in designing and operating watercraft. For a water body to be navigable, all vessels must remain floating on water. This principle means that the hull is the dominant aspect of designing, constructing, and maintaining water vessels. The development of the 3- and 4-masted ships in the 16th century was a major event in the history of the water transportation system. These ships had a larger capacity to withstand storms and heavy winds. Also, they made navigation easier. Moreover, technology increased the carriage capacity for vessels, which made international navigation and exploration possible. Before the 1800s, water navigation was the main mode of transport that linked continents. Nevertheless, the principle of using wind as the driving force was limiting. The development of the steam engine in the 1700s marked a major development in the water transport system. Thomas Newcomen developed the first commercial steam engine in 1712, but it was used in mining. However, it initiated a major trend towards developing steam engines for all modes of transportation. The steamship Savannah, an American steamship, was the first of its kind to cross the Atlantic. The steam engine increased the speed and horsepower of vessels and reduced reliance on wind energy in navigation. The establishment of the iron ship, as compared to wooden bodies, marked another major event in the history of water transport. Combined with the steam engine, iron became an important material for building large ships with the capacity to withstand waves, bullets, and other forces on water. Steamship Britain was the first iron ship driven by a propeller. It was launched in Britain in 1843. Shipbuilding technologies. The major technology transfer that led to the development of various facilities is iron-making technology. Shipbuilding and gun manufacture provide the best examples of products of transfer of iron technology. Considered a hard technology, iron-making is an old industry that was common in ancient China, Egypt, Asia, and Europe. In Japan, for instance, the Kojiki and Nihon Shoki Chronicle record some events that led to the transfer of metalwork technology from China to Japan and Korea. Technology transfers in ironwork enhanced the economic development of the Western world between the 15th and 18th centuries. In Europe, iron-making technologies advanced significantly during this era, which led to the massive development of industries for gunpowder, guns, and shipmaking. Although ships were not made of iron, the technology allowed shipbuilding industries to develop large factories, cutting wood for raw materials and hoisting large shipments. This enhanced trade between European nations, Asia, and the New World. The transfer of iron-making technologies in Europe also led to a rapid economic boom because the gun and the shop allowed navigation from Europe into the New World. For instance, with better ships and guns, European navigators and explorers were able to conquer various areas in the Americas and Africa, which were the major producers of raw materials for the booming European industries. It led to the Age of Discovery, during which Europe made a major impact on other parts of the world. In the 17th and 18th centuries, technology transfer in shipbuilding and gunmaking reached the Far East from Europe. Japan adopted these technologies and joined the international trade of the time. Guns allowed Japan to conquer various areas in the region, including China. For instance, the Bukufu established a monetary system, navigation centers, and gun-building industries to enhance the economic and military prowess of the region. In Europe, technology transfer in shipbuilding and gunmaking improved the transatlantic trade. Also, it improved the slave trade and agriculture in South and North America, which benefited Europe and American colonies at the time. This essay on water transport systems in the world was written and submitted by a student just like you. The Ivy Panda Samples database hosts thousands of works similar to this one, on various subjects. Visit ivypanda.com to find what you are looking for.